All right, let's do it. Let's do it. The Clemson Tigers. Dabo Sweeney's Clemson Tigers. A lot of reasons for optimism this year. We'll start off with the quarterback, Cade Klubnik. He's a guy who started towards the end of last year and really started to shine. He played better than DJ, which isn't saying much. But another year under his belt, a guy that played as a true freshman, he can only get better, get stronger. Couple that with the fact that they brought in a new offensive coordinator from TCU, Garrett Riley, to revitalize the offense that a lot of people, including me, thought got stale these past couple of years. I think there's a lot of reasons for hope there. You add to the fact that they have Shipley, who I think might be the best back in all of college football. This guy, it's not just skin tone, but he reminds me of McCaffrey a little bit. Runs stronger and more violently than his size will lead you to believe. Their receiving core has not been there compared to the Clemson teams that have won championships in the past with Nuke Hopkins, with Sammy Watkins. They haven't had those big play, explosive guys for a while now. Unfortunately, Justin Ross got hurt, but I think they have that this year. Bo Collins and Adam Rattler are two guys who definitely fit that bill, but have been injured. They're coming into the season healthy. You add that to Antonio Williams, who really emerged last year. I think they have a really good receiving core. And then defensively, my guy, the civilian GOAT, as he's called, Greg Cosell, the best guy in the business as far as NFL breakdowns are concerned and college football draft breakdowns are concerned, said there's about 8 or 9 players on this year's Clemson team that are probably going to get drafted to the NFL. This defense is that good. Georgia 2 years ago level defensive talent on this team. So a lot of reasons for optimism. Before I get into the reasons for pessimism, hit that subscribe button. But reason for pessimism, I think they have a baby soft schedule. They have 3 teams that are going to probably be ranked: FSU, um, Notre Dame, and UNC. Now, FSU has a monster first game, and they can fall down the standings easily if they lose that first game. And Notre Dame and UNC, while they have talent at the quarterback positions, the other parts around the teams are kind of shaky. So, if these teams stumble out of the gate, they're all home games for Clemson. If these teams struggle out of the gate and Clemson slips up and loses any given Saturday college football game to another team, Clemson, just by ranking, just by the fact of strength of schedule, might not make the playoffs. So that's an area of concern. Now, they do have 2 road games of significance that I think might be area of concern. You have the South Carolina game versus Spencer Rattler, a guy who was a Heisman favorite coming into a season 2 years ago. He really picked up his play towards the end of the year. That's the last game of the season on the road. So that's a game of concern. And then Miami, Tyler Van Dyke, another guy who was on a lot of people's draft boards going into last year, really struggled. Miami, with all the money that they've plunked into that program, bringing in Cristobal, they're going to try to have a better season than they had last year when they really struggled. So those are 2 road games that you have to look out for as well. All right, prediction time. If I'm going to predict, I think that this might be the bounce back year for Clemson. I think they have a great opportunity to make the college football playoffs. Dabo Sweeney has not really been talked about the past 2 years in the way that he has been talked about previously. This NIL, the transfer portal, these are 2 things that he's been really hesitant to embrace. But I think the roster is here. I really like the fact that they switched it up offensively. The schedule, like I said, is very soft. FSU is a very talented team. Drake May is a very talented quarterback. Hartman is a very talented quarterback, but I think they come into all of those games, maybe the FSU game with the clear-cut better roster, but the game is a home game, and they beat them last year when I think FSU had a better team than them last year. So I don't think that should be that much of concern. So, yeah, they definitely have the opportunity to make the college football playoffs, but because of their schedule, they have less of a room for error, less of a margin for error. And in college football, when it's any given Sunday, any given Saturday, you play one of them bring your own guts game instead of days past where it's a monsoon, anyone can win that game. So That's what I think. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment, subscribe, and as always, the game is the game.